y'all hear that? Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the City of Chester's deliberative meeting for Monday, July 7th, 2025. All council are present with the exception of Mayor Roots, and Councilwoman West is on speakerphone. So we can proceed with this meeting. Solicitor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, members of council, members of the public. Welcome to the City of Chester deliberative meeting for Monday, July 7, 2025. The following items are on the agenda for council. Ordinance. Bill number 3, ordinance number 3, final reading. Approve amendment to Part 13, Planning and Zoning of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Chester for the purposes of permitting smoke shops and tobacco stores in the CBD Central Business District and MIC Medium Industrial Commercial District by conditional use. The following resolutions are before council. Resolution 79, authorize the installation of an honorary street sign renaming a portion of Central Avenue at West 7th Street to Reverend Dr. E. Irvin Millsap's Way, recognizing his faithful service and leadership in the community. Resolution 80, authorize a commitment to the local Vision Zero initiative for the elimination of traffic-related fatalities and serious injuries by 2050. Resolution 81, authorize request a multimodal transportation fund grant to exceed a total of $3 million, not to exceed a total of $3 million from the Commonwealth Financing Authority to be used for pedestrian, and it's Monday after holiday, pedestrian and vehicular safety improvements and the development of the East Coast Greenway. Resolution 82, authorize Chester Economic Development Authority to submit an application to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development Keystone Communities Enterprise Zone Designation Program. Resolution 83, authorize the execution of a cooperation agreement with SilverCare Skilled Nursing LLC and SilverCare Real Estate LLC for the award of a redevelopment assistance capital program grant for the SilverCare Behavioral and Memory Rehabilitation Project. Resolution 84, authorize establishing procedures and adopting policies to address the receipt, retention, requests, responses, and dissemination of information containing confidential security information received by the City of Chester from a public utility. That would conclude today's list.
Are there any questions regarding anything that's on this agenda?
Yes, I have a question about Resolution 82.
Yes.
Yes, can you just explain to me what that program is and what will it be doing?
It's a program, is an attached map that shows you the area that it is going to be designated for the enterprise zone program, which would allow businesses that are going to improve, expand, rehabilitate their facilities, and increase employment to receive a tax credit through the state for 25% of the work that can be used for corporate net income taxes and other taxes as defined in the guidelines. So it's another incentive to get small and medium-sized businesses to move into the city or to expand and employ more people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait a minute. 1 minute. So is there a cap at how many
Yes.
years? Okay.
Oh, there's cap on the amount, 500,000.
500,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I just have a question for legal in regards to the memorandum. I see you printed it out. Now what? There we go. Okay, gotcha.
So do we need to go into executive session, or do you want to just talk about the Adopt a Park program?
So we don't have to go into executive session, but I would like to address it so that we all know what's going on, and then hopefully we can get this on maybe next council agenda or however that system goes.
I think-
So, go ahead.
I think you guys, is it that this goes to the Parks and Recreation Committee first? And
Possibly.
then,
Yeah, possibly. That's
Okay.
why we wanted to have the conversation prior. But what it's in general about, since we're having this meeting here today, is I'm trying to bring the Adopt a Park program back to the city. It was already established years prior, I believe in 2012, by Ms. Murray Walker-Smith when she was here at City Hall. I think now Mayor Roots, when he was city councilman 2 years ago, tried to get the program going, but it kind of died where it was. So now I think it's, no time like the present. We're trying to piggyback off of the block captain program, which we already have high attendance, and a lot of traction is gaining from that. So I was just trying to find another way that we can help clean up our community by maybe getting some organizations or businesses to adopt the park and see if we can help clean up Chester that way.
I think it's an awesome idea. Do you think we need to have a meeting about a meeting?
I don't prefer it, but I mean, I just think that is the protocol now, is that that resolutions or like this goes before whatever committee. But I mean, however you guys want to do it, it doesn't matter to me. If you guys want to just bring it to the floor in city council, or you want to do it through the Parks and Recreation Committee, that's totally, I don't know. Tom?
It's council's discretion.
Okay.
It can go to a committee, you could choose not to have it go to a committee. It's completely at the discretion of city council.
Well, let's just follow the way that things have gone.
That's fine.
I agree. I feel that we should follow the process that has been put in place.
Yes.
That it goes before the committee first.
And I'm in agreement with that.
Yes, okay. So that's fine. With that being said, we can continue to do things the way they have been done, so that way we stay consistent and push it to the
Next meeting.
next meeting. So that way it goes through the Parks and Recreation Committee first.
Yes.
There we go. I was tripping over my
You
words.
got it.
It's Monday,
Yes, yes, yes.
after the holiday.
And Councilman, if I can interject, if we do schedule it to be at a Parks and Recreation Committee meeting, we can try to invite someone, one of the committee members from the block captain program, if you'd like them to be a part of that conversation as well.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you. And we did have a question from one of
Okay.
our.
I have a question on Resolution 84. Is this resolution pertaining to the sale or the monetization of the Chester Water Authority or any of the Water Authority assets? Is that why we're putting this resolution in place?
No. Municipalities are required to have a policy regarding confidential information that a municipal authority supplies to the municipality. It's a policy that we follow before we disclose confidential information which an authority may give us. At some point, that may apply to a sale of the water authority or not, but it's a general policy for any municipal authority, any confidential information.
But this is particularly for the public utilities. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the first one of its kind for the city of Chester.
The city of Chester, this was brought to my attention by Nicholas Brannick Esquire, bankruptcy count with Ballard Spar. And I think he noticed we didn't have this policy, so we drew this policy up.
Okay, so this was presented by the bankruptcy lawyer?
Suggested by the
Suggested?
bankruptcy lawyer.
Okay, so I would imagine this
Drafted
is
by
for,
me pursuant to the statute. And I would venture to speculate that not many municipalities are aware of this law or have this policy, but are required to have it, and now we do.
probably because not many of them are selling their water assets, but, okay. I would imagine that's why they're putting this in place, or why the bankruptcy lawyer will want to have this in place before the monetization goes into effect. Thank you.
Are there,
But again, this does not include right to know law. the information by way of the right to know.
Councilwoman, this would be the policy that the city would have to follow if a right to know were made. This would be a reason to disclose or not disclose confidential information regarding an authority.
Okay, so if you can explain the difference between this and the right to know law.
Right to know law is a general Pennsylvania law which permits the public to receive certain non-privileged information. This is a separate standalone statute and now city policy which governs the production of confidential information provided by municipal authorities to the city.
You can come to the mic, Candace.
So my question is, once being an open records officer, we already redact information that should not be out there. So I guess I'm trying to understand all this wording in here that would be different from a right to know and redaction. Is that anything different in this?
It's specifically designed for municipal authorities and confidential information they may provide, but it's essentially the same. It's just a standalone policy required by statute for confidential security type information that a public utility or municipal authority might provide to the city. But this would be a reason to deny certain confidential information that a municipal authority might give us under the right to know it.
So is this being put in place so that we have a procedure in place to deny people information on if they say if the city is monetizing their water assets and they wanted information and they submitted a right to know request for it, this protects the city and the city can deny that right to know request?
Depending upon what the request is, that's a very fact-specific question, Councilman. And I mean, if it's confidential security information as defined in this statute and in this policy, that could be a reason to deny the request. But it would depend upon the specific request, what the request is. A lot of the information is not confidential security information that people would probably request. But I can't just speculate as to, unless I would know the specific request.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like
Isn't this something that we should have sat down and discussed in real detail before presenting this to council for a vote?
We can do that.
I agree, and I think this should be tabled until we have a clear understanding and we can go over this line by line because, I mean, to me, it seems like we're trying to put, before the water assets is monetized, we're trying to put a procedure in place just in case the public wants to know some information and they file a right to know request. We now have a policy in place to deny that request or deny information from the public.
Correct.
We can have an executive session and you can table it and we can review it.
I recommend that we table it so for further review.
So are we going to have an executive session, or are we going to just table it to the next?
Council's preference, what would you prefer?
Well, everyone is not.
I would rather we have it once everyone is here.
Here,
What do
yes.
you suggest?
No, I'm in agreement. When everyone's here, we can sit down in an executive session and we can
That's fine.
table it from there. You're welcome.
Right, we need time to really digest this.
Are there any other questions on agenda items only?
Madam Clerk, did you still have a question for myself in regards to the park program?
No, my question was resolution 84, but you all started talking about something else and I
I-
was
Okay, you have anything on
Yes.
84?
Was there something else that you wanted to speak on? Okay. You're welcome. So we're good, no more questions about agenda items only, then I can call this meeting to a close.
Is there anything from the directors?
Was there anything from the director?